Yes people, welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be strictly focused around trading. We're going to be talking more about some self-development type shit, which I do think is equally important. Should I swear? I probably shouldn't swear this at the end of a YouTube video. It's cool, we're going to run with it. So yeah, today's video is going to be more talking about how much money you need to earn from your side hustle to go full time. Not going to be strictly trading focused, but I am going to frame it in a trading way. I'm a trader, so that's my bread and butter and that's how I'm going to talk about it. But at the same time, you know, you can then go and apply this to anything that you might be doing as well. So obviously I'm not a financial advisor. There might be some financial type things in here just to get that out of the way. But the first step you've got to do is obviously to look at how much you earn now. So I remember my mentor saying to me before that there's no point in you doubling your income through your side hustle and then halving your income by then removing your main job. Really what you want to do is be in a position where it's got to a point where it no longer makes sense for you to then still be doing your other job, when your side hustle can then become your main thing, take less effort, and then potentially bring higher rewards. So first step is to look at how much you earn now, so that then when you then flip it, you're not then massively losing out for something that's potentially going to be a little bit less stable, at least when you get started. So you want to look at what your wage is now and then cut costs where possible. So you don't want to excessively cut costs on things that you can't stick to, but you can cut costs on things that you don't already need. So such as excessive nights out and things like that, you know, designer clothes, stuff like that. If you're regularly buying that, then maybe focus on cutting that kind of stuff out before you're looking to then go full time. But also don't put yourself in a lack mindset. You still want to be in a growth mindset. You can watch the pennies, but if you're penny pinching and constantly thinking, oh, I don't know if I can afford that, I don't know if I can afford that, that's only going to hinder your growth through your own lack of self-belief. So make sure that your mindset's expansive and you're believing where you can go, not limiting yourself, but also just keeping mindful and then still keeping grounded, rather than jumping full ship and then having to call your boss up a couple months later and say, hey, is there still a space for me to come back? So then once you've cut down some of those costs, you then want to work out what all of your new costs will be. So hopefully that'll be a little bit lower. And then from that amount, you then want to work out 6 months of what those costs are. So that worst case scenario, if things take a bit of a tumble, you know, anything can happen in this world, you're not then stuck wondering why this other side hustle hasn't come to fruition as quickly as it can. If you've got 6 months at it and you're already at a position where you're earning from it, then that should be enough for you to hopefully turn things around. And if not, then maybe it wasn't quite ready in the first place. And then after you've looked at that, you then want to have a little look at your earnings. So this is something that I'm going to frame specifically towards trading. So the first thing that I'm looking at is prop firms. So if you don't know, that's just leveraging a larger amount of capital from your own skill as a trader. I believe that for me, there's got to be at least 150k in funded capital before anyone should look at being a full-time trader personally. And this should be split between at least 2 accounts so that you don't have to wait for withdrawals and that there is a fail-safe in case one goes wrong. If you're everything on one account, then a lot of the time you might have to wait 2 weeks to then get your next payout. In between that time, a lot could happen, and you don't then want to have to go and dip into the emergency fund in between now and that time. That should ideally just sit there ready on the sides. And like I say, you want to have that between at least 2 accounts so that then you're not getting into a position where if you blow one, you've then got to spend another month or so then getting back to where you already were. As far as live accounts go, I do believe that you should have a consistent live account. So ideally this will be capital that's focused on growing, but you will be taking profits along the way. And you want this to be something that you can build up and build up and build up, and eventually you might not even need to use your prop firm anymore. Personally, I slightly over leverage my lives compared to my prop firm account, just because generally my live accounts are smaller than the amount on a prop firm, so I will risk a bit more than 1%, but that's all up to your discretion. And you want to be able to take some money as you're growing it, but really you want to go and build it up from 1,000 to 2,000, 10,000, you know, sky's the limit eventually. But you want to be able to still make some money in case something happens to your prop firm. We've seen it happen a lot with prop firms where everything seems fine one day and then the next second, bang, they're gone, and you no longer have access to the account that you've worked so hard to build up. So make sure you've got it on a live account with a trusted broker so that you've just got that money safe there and that your earnings won't be stopped by a company going underwater. And the other thing you also want is a separate income that still slightly differs from whatever your side hustle is. So especially in trading, it's going to be a lot more difficult if when you first start trading, your only income is trading, because that then means that all that's going to happen is every loss directly affects how much you can pay yourself every month, and that's only going to make things harder for you. If you've got something else you're doing as well, it doesn't matter what it is, it could be washing cars, it could be mowing your neighbour's lawns or anything like that. As long as you've got a little bit of extra income coming in from somewhere else, then at least then you know that, you know, when you lose a trade, you're not having to cut your favourite food out of your shopping bill or anything like that, because that's not sustainable and that's only going to end up hurting you in the long run. So I've also just included here crypto and investments, because a lot of people might go, oh okay, that's cool because I've got a lot of money in crypto, or I've got a lot of money in stocks and NICE or whatever, but that's really not what that's for. It's great that you're building that and definitely continue to, but you want to have that kind of stuff as something that's long term, that you never have to dip into, you only choose to when you think it's a good time to sell. So every time that you dip out of that, you're actually taking money away from your future self rather than letting yourself continue to grow. So when you've got all this there together, you then want to total that up, and you want to work that out monthly to then figure out how it would work as a substitute for your other income, potentially even weekly if you are paid weekly or anything like that. And monthly, I do believe you'd want at least a £500 buffer on what your costs are, again, just in case anything happens. Ideally, you never want to even have to touch that emergency fund. That should just be sat there forever and a day, just in case anything happens. You know, your car breaks down or anything like that, you still want to be absolutely sweet. And then the next thing you're going to be asking is, how exactly do you do that? How do you start that process? And obviously you've got to build a plan. So the first step of the plan for me should be to create dated goals to get to this point and beyond. You want to know exactly what you need to do by which date. You want to have your date of when you want to be able to go full time. You want to work out everything that you need to do between now and then you need to figure out your daily steps to then go and reach these goals and have a checklist for them. You don't want to just have these goals and then, you know, not really know how you're getting there and then think, oh okay, this is good, I've still got 3 months to do it, but on the day to day nothing's changing to help you reach that. You want to literally be working day by day by day. Okay, I want to get to 150k on my prop firm account. Have I taken the correct trades and journaled? You know, same for your live account, same for your separate income. You want to be making sure that you've got that all sweet so that it's not something that you then have to rush when you're getting towards your deadlines. And it's important to be honest with this, jot it down and then review it on a weekly basis. Check that you've achieved everything you needed to, and if not, you may need to adjust it and potentially even take a step back, or figure out a way that you can increase your work rate to then catch up for the things that you may not have done just yet. Now, this is all well and good, but I know that everyone has slumps sometimes. So the main thing next that you need to do is find a team that can hold you accountable, that are working towards similar goals. So if you're dropshipping, you want a team of dropshippers. If you're trading, you want a team of traders. If you're running a beauty salon, you want to know some other people that are in the same industry, so that if you've got any questions or, you know, you need some extra motivation, you've got someone else that's going to message you, or you might even just see their post that they're smashing it, so then you think, yeah, that's exactly what I need to be doing. If you are interested in trading or you are interested in dropshipping, please do send me a message, or there'll be a link to book in a call with me, just a quick 10-minute call to go over what I do. I'm part of a group that does exactly this for me, and this is how I feel like I'm doing step 5, which is exceeding my own expectations, and you will be able to exceed your own expectations doing this. So this is literally everything that you guys need to be doing to then make your side hustle into your main hustle. It really is that simple. You just have to put the steps in and just make sure you follow them. So that's going to be that video there. It was just a little quick one. Like I say, more on the self-development side. If you guys are interested in this, you like this kind of thing, let me know and we'll keep it up. But for now, that's going to be the video for the week, and I'll see you guys all next time. Peace.